All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Alchemical Life podcast. Today I have such a special guest on. I can't believe we haven't done a podcast episode earlier, but I have my client, my good friend, now my running buddy,
Yay!
Stephanie Liles. She's on the podcast. Thanks for coming on, by the way.
Oh my gosh, thank you for asking me. It's an honor for me.
Steph Liles, how long have we trained together? I've been training you for a couple years now.
At least. Yeah. I mean, it's back when you were at the gym you were at. That's when we started.
Yeah.
And so yeah.
It's been a while.
I feel like it had been a while because like even when we were training at the gym.
Yeah, when you were back with your other trainer, I was still when you were Drew, I was still coming in every once in a while and like guest shadowing, guest training you. And then Drew was like, "I'm going motocross," and Steph's like, "I'm stranded. I need a trainer. I need somebody to take over." So then I just started training you full time, and we've been together ever since.
It was meant to be. It was truly meant to be.
It was meant to be. So I wanna get a little bit of background on just your running history growing up, because you're an endurance athlete, but you're also a triathlete. Mm-hmm. So when did you get started, and where did your love for running come into play, and talk a little bit about your racing before we even met?
For sure. So my parents, specifically my dad, was a runner but when it wasn't even popular to run, like his mom used to say that he was hurting himself by running.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And so, when my brother and I were younger, like, my parents always tried to get us to run. We're like, no, that's torture. No way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, when your parents want you to do something,
don't want to do it. Yeah.
Right.
The opposite.
Right. And so I didn't run. I didn't run in school. It wasn't until I had my first child, I was like, I've got to get this baby weight off. And so I started running. And then, of course, I discovered, I love this. I'm not
so
how
old were you? How old were you?
I was probably right around your age.
24?
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
For real.
Oh my. Okay, see, I didn't know this. I thought you started earlier.
No.
Wow.
No.
And then, of course, you fell in love with it and you realized you're like, I'm pretty good at this.
Yes, I can remember doing a 5K in Tallahassee. Judy Alexander, that's part of Gulf Winds.
Okay. Yes.
She was a race director of this 5K, and she came up to me. She's like, "How did you finish?" I was like, "I have no idea." She's like, "What was your time?" I have no idea. And it's like
that sounds like me. Yeah. When I first crossed it. Yeah.
Or when Coach Gary, our running coach, had said to me one time, "Hey, what's your PR?" I had no idea what that meant.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know,
Yeah.
It's so funny. But yeah. So
what did you find out? What was your 5K time, that race?
Honestly, I can't remember. I think I won my age group though. So
You're so awesome.
No, I was just so clueless.
That's so crazy. That's actually what happened to me with springtime.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize I left, and Corey's like, "Great job, you won your age group," and I was like, "What?"
See, this is what happens. Yeah. No, this is what happens now. It's going to be like you cross the line. You're like, where's the results?
I know. Oh, yeah. Immediately looking at my time. I'm comparing it to my Strava time. I'm like, the watch is separate from the.
Where did I place?
Yeah.
Did I win an award?
Yeah.
Am I on the podium?
What's going on? That is so, okay. So, and then ever since you've just been running.
Yeah. So, I continued running. I ran even like I had 2 more kids after that. And I ran actually through those pregnancies, which was crazy.
What is it like running through pregnancy? Like, is there a trimester that it becomes just like, what the fuck are we doing?
Well, definitely the 3rd trimester, that's when you really get big. And I had to get a special like harness for my belly.
To like hold everything like a compression
kind of
sleeve.
Hold it up. But I can remember
the things that we do to run or to lift or to whatever.
I was like, I have to, for my sanity, I need to run.
I have to go.
But even like
I mean, are you really running or are you kind of just trotting along? Because that's extra weight. Like, that's a lot.
listen,
That's like the equivalent to wearing a rucksack.
Yeah, no. I mean, for me, I don't know. I was probably not running that fast. Now, you talk to Katie Sharon, that's a whole nother ballpark. I think she like
Was she running? She was running to like the week before she gave birth or something.
She still was killing it being pregnant. But I do remember with my daughter, like my daughter was born in January. And so in December, they have the Jingle Bell run.
Yeah.
And I was running and I had like a one-piece spandex thing with my big old belly and my harness, and I could see people just looking at me in horror, like, "Oh my God, what is that lady doing? Like,
and you're like,
she gonna have that baby like right on the course?" Like, it was hysterical.
That is so. It's kind of cool though, because then you almost have a one-up. You're like, if a pregnant lady is passing you. Speed it up. You know?
I did pass some like Army military guys.
Yeah,
so that was like a win.
Yeah. You're like, bitch. Slow. That's so funny. So, okay. So then you get into tri racing. When did that happen? When did you go from run racing to let's get into some tries?
Yeah.
That's also how you met Mike, right?
Yeah. So I was
heavy.
Of course, doing running, like all the different distances, running, enjoying it. And then my oldest, again, Luke, I think he was about 10, and he wanted to try the Red Hills Kids Triathlon. And so, it was in Tallahassee. And so at McClay Gardens.
Okay.
And so I went to watch him and support him and just saw, gosh, this is so much fun. This looks like a blast. I think it was like a month later I had done my first one.
What?
And so.
Had you had any pool experience or like biking experience?
Not really. I mean, it was like after watching Luke, I started like going to the pool and trying to do some research and getting on the bike, and I borrowed a friend's bike and was just riding short distances on it, just trying to get an idea of how it works. And anyhow, so after my first like sprint triathlon, I was hooked again. It's I get hooked on things pretty easily apparently. So
in the endurance realm, for sure you do.
Yeah. So and then just like from there, I pretty much stuck to mostly triathlons. I would of course do some running races within.
You went through a long stint of going and just doing tries.
Yeah. There was a 1 year, 2006. That was like going for the Gulf Winds Track Club Grand Prix.
Okay.
And I was doing triathlons too.
Oh God.
And it was a lot. But
oh my God. Was that like every weekend racing?
Pretty much. It felt like that. It was a lot. It was probably, I was racing at least 3 times in a month.
That's insane.
So, yeah.
That's insane. And then first Ironman, what are your, if you could sum up your first Ironman in 3 words?
3 words.
What words would you use to describe?
Stupid as
shit. Stupid as fuck. Yeah. What was I thinking?
Fill in the blank. Yeah. No,
because an Ironman is such a different beast than really any race that I've ever seen in terms of just time and distance, even more than an ultra. Like an ultra race, I feel like you can hike and Ironman, it is like a real hard effort for 8+ hours. I mean, it's a lot. Unreal.
Well, and that's just the race day. The training is ridiculous.
Right. The training that goes into that seems almost, I just wonder, I'm like, how do you people even have a social life or a job?
You just start your training at like 3 a.m, and then your weekends are just
training.
That's all you're doing. You have to have a lot of family support.
Yeah.
If you're going to commit to doing this, because otherwise you're just, I don't know how you do it.
Yeah. And I feel like you have to have a job that you can kind of not have to exert a lot of energy in, or else it's just, oh my God, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah. it's craziness. Like, so how I even decided to do an Ironman, we went to
Didn't you show up? Didn't you like put yourself in some raffle just last?
No. So every year we would go watch the Ironman Florida, go to Panama City Beach and cheer and watch it all day and have a great time. And we were so inspired by all those people racing. And so we got home after one weekend of watching and I was like, well, if it's still open, like to sign up, I'll do it. And I had been drinking some wine. I'm like typing in everything, and I had enter. I was like, oh shoot,
what have I done?
I'm like, oh, what did I do?
You signed up.
Yeah, so I signed up, and of course you spend $1 gazillion just to sign up, so you're going to do it.
Yeah,
there's no backing.
And then
out.
the equipment, the gear, the supplements, the time that takes to train.
Yeah, and I like right after I was like, I hired a coach because I'm like, I don't know how to train for this.
Yeah,
like, there's like
training for an Ironman is like you need to have someone really who's just done Ironmans to learn how to train for an Ironman because it's so the sheer volume.
Yeah, and just making sure that you're properly training for each, like, because you have to get a swim, bike, and run training in, is like, how do you set up your schedule to make sure you're getting enough training of all? Yeah, so you're prepared come race day.
It's so crazy. I can't even fucking swim. So the fact that you guys are, I just don't even.
Yeah.
I call it controlled drowning. Truly.
Yeah.
Because when I swim, I can't. Someone tried to teach me how, and how do you like go sideways and get the breath and open it? No.
It takes practice.
I ought to get some lessons from you and Mike or something, just so that if I ever am in a situation where I need to swim for a long period, I won't fucking die. It is so bad. I had a D1 friend she was D1 swimmer.
Yeah.
Virginia, no.
Is it Virginia? Did she swim?
It was her name was Virginia.
Oh,
I can't think of her last name.
It's not the one that comes to training.
No, yeah. But anyway, she was trying to teach me how, and I mean, it was just horrendous. She was like, "Ooh, this this is not your thing."
Well, listen, that is not my strength. Swimming, like, as an athlete,
running has always been. I feel like
biking did become almost equal at some point.
Yeah. When you got really into it and you were deep in training.
I was able to get really fast on that, which was helpful because coming from behind on the swim. For me, it was like, okay, just get through the swim. Just get through it.
Is that how you kind of always felt about the swim?
Yeah, because it didn't matter how hard I worked, how many like coaches I had to work on my technique. It just never made a difference or made a big enough difference to spend all that time doing it. So, yeah, I just, fortunately, there's still the bike and the run. So, you make up time there.
Just watching those elite athletes. What was it recently? She broke the record and she finished after the swim and the bike. She ran a marathon it was like 2:46 or something.
Yeah, it's so fast.
To get in the I'm like, to run a sub 3, that's significant of a sub 3 after that swim, after that bike, unreal.
Well, a lot of the top pro triathletes could really be any one of those single sport pros. Like they could compete at that level in just the swim or just the bike or just the run, which, like we know Taylor Knibb, who's a professional triathlete, did compete in 2 sports at this last Olympics.
Yep. That's so crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
So you come in to see me.
I did.
And you were hurting.
Fix my broken body.
You were hurting. So when you first came in and we were on together full time.
Yeah.
You were basically not really running. I mean, you were very on and off, but I remember you were not.
Yeah.
You were just very discouraged. You were like, this is not. I mean, I remember you saying, I just don't know. Like, maybe this is just kind of what it's going to be now. Like,
I thought it was a new normal for me.
Yeah.
You age, I thought, well, this is how it's going to be. So I was,
I've gotten to this age and my career's just done.
I know. Such a sad.
Well, and I was
thought.
like, hold my beer. I mean, because I
know.
really did. I was watching you and I was just like, no, I think that you can move better. Like, I really think that we can get you to a place where you're feeling better. And I'm going to go through, I literally went through your Instagram. It took me fucking so long because you kept winning stuff.
Oh,
but
my
I'm going to go
gosh.
through just, you came
I only
in,
post stuff that I win.
I gave you an assessment and we started working pretty dedicated 3 times a week for like 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And you started entering races. And since I'm just going to list off, we're going to go down the line. So
Oh, Lord.
first female overall in the Boston, Georgia 5K, first female overall Catfish Crawl 5K, first Masters female Turkey Trot 5K, first at the Clash Daytona. You did a 3:30 Tallahassee Marathon. Immediately the next weekend, you got third female overall at the Flash 6K, and first in Masters. First in age group at the Gate River Run 15K, podium finish at Springtime 10K. Overall, you got a 1920 Palace Saloon 5K time, so you were starting to get into the low 19s. You got first female overall Tales and Trails 10K, second overall female Firecracker 5K, second overall female Women's Distance Festival 5K. Are you remembering all these? You're like, holy
Not
shit, I've won so many
yeah.
things. Sickle Cell 5K, you got your fastest 5K of the year. That was your
Yeah.
1913. You got first female overall at the Boston Half Marathon that
Yes.
next year. First female overall in the Jingle Jog. You got third female at Bradley's at the 30K, and then kept going to finish your 20-mile training
Yeah.
run. So just casually ran and won third at female. Anyways,
Yeah.
first age group at the Tally Half, 120. You got a sub 130, 128.56. You got Gate River Run. You got first age group, fourth female Masters. You
Yeah.
got fourth at age group at Masters World Champ. It was fourth.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Fourth age group at Masters World Champs 10K road race. You got your first Boston, you qualified for your second Boston sick while
Yeah.
running sick. And you got female runner of the year at Gulf Winds.
Yes.
So you've done a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
And those aren't even all of them.
I know. It's like what I'm starting to find out. Like, so in the past, when I was healthy, I would be like, okay, race while you have it.
Yeah.
It's a small window. But I'm finding out since working with you, it's not a small window anymore. I'm staying healthy. I'm able to continue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool.
That is so well, okay. And with all these wins, I want to what drives you?
Oh gosh. I don't know. I mean, I always want to better myself, improve myself. Like, I like the thought of here I'm older and I'm running close to some times that I ran in my 30s, which I didn't think was possible.
Yeah.
And here I am.
Yeah.
I still feel like I could run faster in some of the events. And so I don't know. I just always am wanting to strive to be better in whatever I do.
Yeah.
And I
And-
love to run. So,
You're fucking good at it too. So
listen
that
to
helps.
you.
Watching
You're
her at
like,
the track. Watching her
oh
at the
my
track.
gosh.
We'll get into. I have since started running. We'll get into that. We'll get into that in a little bit. But watching her at the track, it's just so cool because I always knew that you were a good runner, but being able to see it, I'm just like, Jesus Christ, this girl is like. She makes it look so effortless. It's like I'm out here dying, just chasing you, trying to keep up.
Oh my gosh.
And you're just like. Da, 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 da.
Well, as we know, that's not happening anymore. I'm chasing you now.
Barely. That maybe on a 400. anything longer than that, I'm like, this is so far. We have to do 2 laps. This is so far. So I want to, with all these races too, I want to get into what is one or two of your favorite race memories? Do you have any? It doesn't even have to be of the recent ones, but do you have any favorite, just this felt so good, or you were doing it with somebody, or you accomplished something you didn't realize, or?
Yeah, I mean, since my memory's crap, I'll just think back to even earlier this year doing that half marathon, Tallahassee half marathon.
Oh my God.
And, so the year before I had run a half and won it, and it was 131 or something like that, I think. And so, or 131, 132, something like that. And so I was like, I want to work to getting under 130, but I feel like it's going to take a little time for me to get there. And so the very next half I did was Tallahassee half marathon. And I had no clue until I saw the clock as I was approaching the finish line that I was under 130. Not even like, okay, maybe around 130, like under 130.
Definitively under 130.
Yeah. And I was so happy because I was like,
and that was so cool because I got to be there at the finish. So I was like screaming. I'm like, let's go. Because I knew you wanted a sub 130.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there and I was like, if this bitch does not, if I don't see her in the next 30 seconds, I'm going to be so mad. And I saw you and I'm like, it's 128. Let's go. I was so excited. And the freaking Katie, I mean, I barely even got to see her. I almost missed her.
I know. You had to get to the finish line in order.
I literally had to hurry. Yes. I had to run to the finish line just to catch her coming across. She's just so psycho. But it was, that was cool.
Yeah. That was one I was super excited and proud about and just like couldn't believe it. So yeah, for sure.
So what would you say it is like training with me?
Oh, it's so fun. I mean,
it's torture.
No, not even. No, it's I love it. It's just, you make it not only fun, but easy to follow and just explaining to your clients just, like what this helps, why we're doing it, you know. It cracks me up when I hear of like people like before they come to see you think what it's gonna be like and how
like
it's
a drill sergeant or something.
Or a big heavy weights or what, like bench presses.
Oh
like
yeah.
And it's like it's not like that at all. It's like, I just love how you find out what everybody is doing, like why they're doing strength training. What is this for? And you like give us the exercise and movements that will help with our sport or whatever we're training for. And that's huge. I mean,
I think that's the point though. I mean, it's like my job is to tailor it for you guys in a way that's supposed to be to improve performance, because the athletes that come in here and see me, really it's not about here. It's about getting better out there.
Right.
And so in here, we're just working on facilitating an environment that helps you be better out there with whatever sport you're pursuing. And I just happen to really be honing in with runners. They all come in.
I know.
Usually they come in hurt, which I'm like, God, y'all, the day I have a healthy runner come in to see me, I'm like,
we're so bad. I mean, I feel like running's like, it's so hard on your body. And if you're not doing everything possible, to keep yourself healthy and moving properly, then, you're just going to be injured. So, that's
Do you think anything like your opinion or your view on strength has changed at all since working with me?
Oh, I mean, for sure. Like, I mean, I'm going to be working with you forever. So you best not move. Like, how's the
like, my opinion is that, bitch, you at least have one client for the rest of your life.
Whether you like it or not.
If all else fails, you got one person.
Yeah. I mean, because of you, I'm able to do what I love most, and that's running.
You made me cry, girl.
I know. I'm just hearing out, just talking, saying that, but it's true.
Yeah. So. That means so much to me because, that makes me emotional. Because for me, it's like when I was training, when I first started working out, it was, I would push the limits a lot on my body. And so I would get to this point where I would get hurt. I'd get injured and I didn't know why and I didn't know how to fix it. And it was so debilitating, one, because I didn't know what was going on, and two, because truly, like, it took away the thing that I loved to do. Like, I loved movement. I loved working out. There was a community of people that I was with that I'd work out with. So it's like I felt like I was losing out on friendships and being around people.
Right.
I was losing out on the opportunity to really just do something that helped me clear my head, move my body in a healthy way. And that's why I feel so connected with the running community and the endurance community, because I think so many people do, like, they run because they enjoy the sport, but also because it's like that's what keeps them, that's their thing. Like, that's what keeps them alive in many ways, in terms of just like, that's what helps me feel like a human,
right,
and a functioning human. And so being able to have clients that come in and they're in a place where they're like, I'm not performing the way I want, I don't feel good, I don't know how, I can't run, I haven't been able to run, and take them into a place where they're like, oh my God, I can run. Like, I ran 22 miles this week with no pain. Or like, I did speed work, and I had so much more power in my run. Danny, which he hates admitting it, but like him being able to do mile training and get through all of his PALS training, he had no calf pain.
Yeah.
He had no hamstring pain.
That's amazing.
Like, he went through his entire training block just fine. He even texted me today. He was like, my legs feel good after today.
That's amazing. And that's the thing. It's like, and you'll, as a runner now yourself, it's like, that's like the worst thing for us when we can't run. And especially like, that's a lot of us, that's our social time. And so when you are injured, you're not able to go out and talk and be around people. And I mean, as you know, when we run together, it's like the runs fly by because we're just chatting up a storm. And,
oh my God, it's so fun.
So you feel like when you're injured and you're not able to run with your friends, you feel so isolated and depressed and sad. Yeah. And I don't want that for anyone. And that's why it makes me so happy that some of my training partners are going to you, because I'm like, yes, that means they won't get injured and won't go through, some of the stuff that I've gone through. Yeah.
What do you think really, how has strength really helped you personally in terms of your training, your running? Like, where have you seen the transfer positively?
Oh, I mean, again, it's like I'm able to run. I'm not injured. And it's like, if anything, it's also like, well, you've taught me like how to be smarter, like, because, I'm doing strength training. I'm not running all the time. Even like when we talk about like, like what my schedule is and whether that's smart or not. But, again, it's like, it's not only helped me with my running, but I mean, in life, like, get up off of the toilet, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Longevity.
Using the longevity.
Just having actual strength.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you feel any like increase in terms of increased power or speed or endurance in your runs at all with strength training?
Oh, for sure. I mean, again, like, I don't know how many people is running just as fast, if not better, 20 years, later, like, of their fastest times.
Yeah.
So I know, and I, honest to God, wish that, well, you were just a baby back then, but I had been doing this back then in my 30s.
Yeah, strength training earlier.
Yeah. Like, and do it, but here's the kicker. It's like, it's not just strength training. It's specific strength training that's going to help me with my sport.
I was just about to ask you the question, do you believe there's a right and wrong way to strength train? Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I'm always going to be like your client and going to you.
Yeah. That's a big thing. And that's another thing that I'm passionate about too, is because a lot of people have had history going to other strength coaches, and it might not be anything wrong necessarily with the strength coach. They're just not used to working with runners.
Yeah.
And they don't understand that runners are accumulating so much volume during their week. And so you have to be really, really meticulous about the additional volume that they're doing in the training room. What positions they're moving into. You need to understand oftentimes common injuries, common ailments, common things that runners are going to come across when it comes to like training for whether it be a 5K or a half or a full, like those actually, those things change as well in terms of what I'm looking for. And all of those things matter and need to be accounted for when they're in here with me. Right. Because, and also what season are they in? You know, are they in more of an off season? Are they chilling? Do they have A races coming down like along the road? Do they have something coming up next month? Like when you're not in marathon training, we can do a lot more lifting.
Right.
You know, and we're still moving you and we're doing drills and stuff, but I can load you up and I'm not as worried.
Yeah.
When you were deep in marathon prep, it was us basically just being like, we need to reverse some of this volume. Like we're just getting you into positions to feel like you're okay on your runs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of coaches don't necessarily get that. They think, okay, you're a runner, let's do high reps, which is like the worst thing you can do. Or let's just load you up like normal, regular compound lifts, which you can do, but you have to be very careful about. Right. You know? And for you, when you came in, you had a lot of instabilities around like your pelvis and your hamstrings and stuff. And so for me, it was like, we need to actually do a lot of unilateral stuff because you couldn't even move into position. Remember, you couldn't do a low squat. You couldn't do and it was so funny. You literally know it was so funny because you were like, I just can't squat low. I've never been able to squat low, and I'll never be able to squat low. And I was like, I think you can squat low. I think you have instabilities around like your joints that aren't letting you. Yeah. And we started doing split squats and we started doing lunges and we started doing, heels elevated goblet squat. And by golly, you got up and I remember I had you do a goblet squat. Oh, yeah. And you dropped freaking like all the way to the ground. And I was like, oh, you can't do a squat, can you, Steph?
First time in my life. Fuck? That was the first time in my life I ever was able to get that low.
You like shocked yourself. You were like, oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
I'm dropping it down.
I was like the Tin Man when I came to see you.
Yeah, you were. Yeah. Let's work out. I feel like I'm having problems in my runs. I'm like, no wonder. I was like, I'm surprised you've lived this long running the way you move right now, Steph. Good God.
That's amazing. It really, I mean, I tell you, like everything, like mobility, everything, has improved, and or even when I've worked with you and let's say, you want me to do a certain exercise and we're just not able to maybe get as low or full movement. You stop me, you're like, okay, let's do this first. And we do it, somehow it activates something, go back, and I'm able to do that exercise.
I know, I'm a magician.
You are. You're magic.
I'm an insane, I am an evil genius. No, it's really just truly being able to get your body prepped to move into certain positions. But again, it's a lot of trial and error. It's been a lot of years of me studying that and, working on it myself and learning from other coaches and...
We're so lucky that, you do like educate yourself even more or look and see what other people are doing. Or, I mean, I don't know how many trainers do that, but it's
not
so beneficial to us. And I'm so thankful. And
that's I'm so thankful to other coaches out there, the people that, whether they're either, running coaches, like run specific, strength trainers or not, or they're, PTs or just other really good coaches. Like all of those concepts I've learned and take and apply and they're all so smart. And so for me, I'm always trying to like pull knowledge from other people to get to a place where I'm able to give the best environment for my clients to succeed because it takes a village with you runners.
It does take a village. You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's another thing I discovered. If I wanted to do all the running I wanted to do,
you got to invest in it and yourself.
Yeah, you do. So, it might, even though, you might get a run coach, yes, but you also have to have a strength coach. You also have to get body work, I mean, there's just so
Some
much.
people use nutritionists or, And the elites are probably working with sports psychologists and Oh, yeah. Sports psych is becoming huge now, especially with those elite or the pro runners, because I mean, seriously, I think it's like if you're in your head, it can make or break a race.
That's a big part of it. I mean, I think about like the races I've done I'm not even racing as a professional, and I'm like a head case before a race, a big race sometimes.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's like nobody cares except for you. Like, why are you so worried?
But because you want to do your best.
I know.
You want to do your best. Yeah, you were
Yeah.
you were worried before Boston.
Oh, well, heck yeah.
I know, you poor thing. She was coming in, she's like, so I had a dream.
Yeah.
And I forgot my shoes at the start,
Yeah.
whatever. And it's like, oh my God, Steph, you poor thing. You're still a month out.
Yeah. You don't even realize like just that anxiety and the stress that it's almost like, you putting all your eggs in one basket type of thing. And I don't love that
Yeah.
always, because it's like, then it just adds that additional stress.
Because the
And-
marathon is not a race like a 5K where you can be like, I'll just go another weekend and I'll try another
Yeah.
5K. The marathon is a
Right.
race where it's like, no, you have to wait. Your body needs to recover. So
Yeah.
you really need to wait like a couple of months before you go try another marathon. Ideally
Yeah.
longer, but
Yeah.
it's just, you can run another marathon and you can still do well. But in terms of like, if we're looking at, I want to feel good, go into it mentally well, that kind of thing,
Yeah.
because people don't understand there's a physical toll. There's
Mm-hmm.
a mental toll that takes on your body when you're training for a marathon and you get to the marathon. Like,
Yeah. And you could be like as prepared as you possibly could be, and something goes wrong.
oh yeah,
And it's out of your control.
oh yeah. Some days you just do not have it. There were elite runners out there that you were looking at their marathon times. They're still putting out great times.
Yeah.
But they were like, we had the best training block we could have had, and I just didn't have it today.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you have to make the call. The elite runners you have to make a call of like, am I going to pull out so I can do another marathon in a month, or do I just keep going with it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's and with a marathon, it's such a long race that really anything can happen. It's I guess it goes for really any distance, but it's like a marathon. Yeah. Like if
Marathon's a different beast.
your nutrition's not right, or, you feel like a niggle somewhere, like
Yeah.
you just at some point like that you didn't have before, or, it's the weather, like it could be really hot or it could be freezing cold
or really humid or whatever. Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So your next thing to work on is nutrition, yeah?
I think so.
Intra running.
I mean, it was like for the marathon, there were a lot of things that like kind of came up, unexpectedly, like it was getting sick the night before,
Yeah.
or,
You didn't
I
have your normal foods.
didn't have my normal
You were on your
foods.
feet a bunch the
I
whole
know.
weekend.
It was so many things. Like just writing it all down, I was like, one thing after another, like all these things I'm going to do differently for next year. But, it's a learning experience.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Well, and that's part of it too, is because I remember you were saying, you were like, well, I had my gels with me, but I usually don't even need any. And I had 3 and it was like not enough.
Oh, yeah.
But that's because you just have, and then you're like, and then my stomach was kind of hurting. And it's like, yeah, you just have to train.
Oh, yeah.
your stomach to get
See,
used
you
to the-
reminded me of my stitch. I totally forgot. I didn't write that down.
Yeah. You just have to
Yeah.
get to a place. Oh, I remember everything.
Yeah.
you have to get to a place where I was talking to Katie about this because she's gotten so skilled with her nutrition.
Yeah.
That she's
I
at a place where she's
know.
like, you just have to train your stomach. She goes, because even if on a training run you don't think you need it, she goes, race day you're gonna, and you're gonna need your gut to be used to needing it.
Yeah.
Because if you start taking a gel or some kind of liquid or whatever, and your gut's not ready for it,
Oh, yeah.
oh, you're in a world of hurt for those 26.2 miles.
Well, and on the Boston Marathon course.
And there's like lines to go to the bathroom. You don't want to stop.
Yeah. Well, and they also had a bunch of, every mile they would have like a water table with water and Gatorade. And then they had some tables with just Morton gels. Well, I desperately wanted another gel, but I was so scared to take one because I was scared I'd like poop myself or something.
Yeah,
'Cause
right.
It's like I'm not used to it.
Exactly.
And I haven't had the best experience within the past.
Yeah.
So it was like, but yeah, Katie's absolutely right. It's like you do have to practice, and I made that mistake thinking I don't need all these gels. I'm doing fine. I could do my 20-mile run on 2 gels. I'm good.
Yep.
But for the marathon, I think part of it was I was super dehydrated because I took cold medicine the night before. So I was dehydrated. I stopped at every water stop to get water.
Yeah.
Like sometimes two-fisted. I was like,
yeah.
you know,
I gotta get
more
freaking
water,
drink. Yeah.
more water.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I brought extra gels thinking there's no way I'm going to go through. I was thinking I'll go through 2, maybe 3. I went through all 4 and that still wasn't enough. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I only stopped one time at the porta potty, which is frightening how much I took in.
Right.
And
Oh, wow.
didn't go.
Yeah. That you didn't have to pee or go. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's definitely something I'm planning on working on and gonna at least, you know, give myself a better, like a fighting shot next year.
I'm really excited too because I'm kind of same as you. It's just really hard to train fed in the morning to feed, you know, to get in food and then on the runs getting calories. But I'm like, part of me is like, hey, if we're dedicated to the goal, it's like got to do what you got to do to get where you need to go. So Katie, she motivated me. She brought in 2 of her Mortons.
She did.
Yeah, to give to me. So I'm like, all right, let's go. We got to practice.
I like the taste. I do like the taste of it. I know it works for a lot of people, but I think because of the high sugar content, it like totally.
She does the unflavored.
I think it still has a lot of sugar though.
Yeah. Oh, it does. It does.
And the sugar does not agree
sit
with
well
me.
with you. Yeah.
Mm-mm. I've
thought about doing a liquid, just a fluid to drink. I wonder if that would be better because then you can kind of do some little sips.
You can, but you're going to have to carry a
bottle. I know.
That's the only problem.
Well, I wonder too for training runs if I can just sort of have a station around the loop, you know, around a loop and kind of go that way.
I mean, I prefer liquids over the gels.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I have trouble opening those packets. So it's nice when you just have it liquid.
I'll have to.
It's easier to go down.
I know.
You could almost.
I feel like you can take it slower so that your stomach has a little bit more time to
sip on it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
We'll practice.
Yeah.
We'll get there. You and I will both, we'll have probably some failures. We'll be like, hey, do you have to stop at the bathroom?
I know.
Thank God, because I do too. Yeah, let's go.
We'll have to loop it around bathrooms.
Yeah, exactly. How are you doing? Not good. Me either. So that gel didn't work for us. Okay.
Yeah.
Try again next time. Yeah.
Next.
Yeah, next. This one's not for us. Well, okay. So on that note, I've gone from being just your trainer to now I'm like your training partner. How do you feel? So we're on the track together. We're running. We're sharing a track.
How much joy it brings me. I mean, I'm just so enjoying your journey and your excitement for the sport I love and just seeing like, you know, your potential and how you're just improving so quickly. It's fun for everyone that works with you that is also, especially the other runners.
Yeah.
That we're all so excited for you. I mean, we talk about you and it's just like, yeah, it's a lot of fun to see you do well. And we're just rooting for you. We're your biggest cheer squad.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. Well, I mean, coming out, so I remember I did the turkey trot like for fun and you saw my time and you were like, Abigail, you're actually like you should like run more. This is not for not training really at all. Like this is really good. And crazy. I don't remember what it was. I think it was like 48 minutes or something. Yeah. I mean, I just wanted a sub 50, I remember. Yeah. For the 10K. And
thanks to Mike. Was it Mike that said you should be under something?
I was like, I didn't know what I was going to aim for. And then he started getting me on these damn pace calculators. And I was like, okay, if I run this, you know.
Thanks a lot, Mike.
Yeah, screw you, Mike. So I'm out there, and I got a sub 50, and I was like, oh, that was fun. And then I remember I took a break for a little bit, and you kept being kind of just like, you should run. Like, you're actually you're good. And then I remember being like, okay, well, you know what? Maybe I'll train for the Palace 5K. Yes. And I think I was 8 weeks. I had like 2 months to prep for it. And so I maybe gave myself like 9 weeks. I mean, it was pushing it, but I was like, all right, you know, I'm just going to get into running. Let's go. Yeah. And I went out there with y'all on a long run and I just went like from then on, I think I did like a 9-mile run with you guys. And then from then on, it was just, it
was kind of a tricked thing. You're like, hey, come run with us. It's not very far.
Yeah. Something and then I look at my watch. I'm like, we're at 8 fucking miles. We're at 8 miles.
See, you could do it.
I've never run 8 miles straight in my life, but okay, like here we go.
Yeah.
So we're out there, and I was like, I was having so much fun, and then I was like, let me go out to the track with you guys. I want to go out to the track. I need to get speed. Like if I'm going to do this PALS thing, I want to do as well as I can.
Yeah.
And so it was so cool to see, one, to be out there with you guys and to run and to like be in community and to have people out there pushing me to be better, but also it was so cool to see you guys be like, dude, you're actually doing really good. Because I don't really have a reference for what is where scaling wise, like what is good progress, or not. And so for you guys to be like, hey, so a 20:33 on your first 5K is actually like really good.
A lot of people never see that number, so that's really impressive.
Yeah, and for you guys to be out of the track and be like, hey, you hitting these times is really good, and Danny and Gary, when we set the breakfast at the track mile goal, I mean, I was like, what should I shoot for? Like a sub 6 minute, like a 5:50, and they like laughed at me.
Yeah.
They were like, no, we're actually predicting like 5:15 to 5:20.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Yeah.
So it's been cool because it's like you guys almost are setting goals for me that I'm like, I don't know if I can accomplish this, but
well, we can see your potential, and we know, just watching you so far and what you've done, like what potentially you could do, and you're gonna even exceed what we think you could do right now. This is just a beginning. You're gonna. I can't wait to see.
It's been like 2 months. We've literally been doing this for 3 months.
And that just blows my mind.
I've been doing this for like 3 months, so we'll see. I'm excited to see, like, looking back next year.
Yeah.
At last, where I started and just seeing where I'm at, or like looking back at the end of 2026 because I have those scary goals set for myself.
Yeah.
Just seeing what I'm able to do because
I know it's so cool, and I'm excited that you're enjoying it, and you have these awesome goals, and it's just, I don't know, I feel like everyone should want to be better.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I thank you for letting us to be part of your journey.
Oh my God, I'm gonna cry again. Stop. It makes me feel like it's seriously so special to me that you guys included me in it, and that you guys are letting me even share all this stuff with you and be able to, like, you guys have helped me so much in terms of questions and programming, and like you all coming in and asking about, how's everything going and how did your run go, or y'all will see my times on, like, I don't know. I post my Strava and stuff, but I don't, you guys will, like, y'all are all lurking, so you guys will come in and you'll be like, oh my God, you had a great track workout this morning, like, hey, what are your runs like later this week? And it's so cool because I think doing it by myself, it just, I would have done Palestine, would have been done. Like, I don't think doing it by myself, I wouldn't have known what I was doing.
Fun.
No, it's not. And having y'all out there, like, you guys push me. You're the most humble person, but it's like you being out there, it is freaking rough keeping up with you. Like on a mile repeat, on a 1200 repeat. I mean, this week, I'm honestly actually sad that you had to taper for your half this weekend because I needed you on those 1200s.
Oh.
I needed you so bad on those 1200s on Tuesday.
Abigail had her own group of one.
Yeah, we're out there in groups based on times. And so group 1 is like really just kicking, going so dang fast. And group 2, I'm kind of in between group 1 and 2. So I'm out there in like no man's land, just
all by herself.
All by myself. Gary's giving me times to hit, and I'm like, fuck. He's like, hey, a 4:45, which was my first 1200, which was too slow in fairness, but he's like, so 4:45 is fine, but based on what you need to hit for breakfast at the track, you really need to be doing like 4:30s to get where you want to. And so I was like, all right, I can.
And so what happened after that?
I hit 4:30s. I hit 4:30s. I was like, I have to make him proud.
Yeah. Can't let Gary down.
I can't let Gary down. I can't let Gary down. But so I have race goals. Do you have any race goals coming up? Anything on your mind?
Well, I don't have,
because I know you just finished Boston. Boston was like, we hadn't really talked much past Boston because that was like, let's get through Boston,
Actually, so, I'll do breakfast on the track, but it never goes that well for me. I don't know, something about the track. I do much better on the road.
And I feel like your sweet spot too is also that 5K to half.
Yeah.
Like you're anywhere 5K to half and marathon, really.
Well,
I mean, everything, you're fast. But like 5K to half, you are just like, those are your freaking races.
So definitely I'll do sickle cell 5K. I do want to get in the 18s, and I got close last year.
You were super close. I think this mile training will help a lot.
I think so. I mean, because you
have the
to go
marathon
into
base,
gear.
But you also have that marathon base, plus the speed work that you're going to do for mile training.
Yeah,
like you are going to probably be a force to be reckoned with in the 5K.
I don't know, but I hope. I mean, so definitely, I would love to be in the 18s. You know, this year, probably the end of this year. I will do another marathon because I want to, I don't know which one, a fast one, hopefully, because I want a good time for if I get into Boston for next year, a good time to submit. So I have a good starting time for Boston, because that means you get to start earlier.
Yeah.
If you're in a later wave, you can start late. So like this year I started at almost 11 a.m., which is crazy. I've never started a running race that late.
Yeah. And that's so late.
Yeah. So I definitely want to start earlier. But we'll see. I don't know. And right now it's, short, like just breakfast on the track and sickle cell. And we'll see after that.
Eventually, if I ever do a marathon, we have to do one together.
Oh, that would be amazing.
We have to do it together.
We have to.
I don't think I would want to do a marathon with anybody else.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't think I'd want to do a marathon.
It would be so special to do that with you.
Because the whole time I'd be like, this gel's hitting bad.
You'll be cursing,
I'm fucking dying.
Cursing my name, and you're like, F you, Stephanie. You're like, what?
You're fired. Yeah, you're fired. Like, you get done with the
Get away from me. Don't run next to me. Go. I don't want to see you.
I don't want to be around you. I'm dying. But also, you need to remain in sight because you're my pacer. So I can't actually lose you, but just don't talk to me. I'm putting in my headphones. Wait, I don't have headphones.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
Yeah, no, I think, that would be so cool. That would be just amazing.
Yeah. So next goal, sickle cell.
Yeah.
Sometime this year, get in the 18s.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be at sickle cell.
Redemption on another marathon.
Yes. I know.
When is sickle cell?
That's September. So it'll be after Boston. So we'll both be in really good. Like
that might be. So is that where maybe I want to be doing
breakfast on the track? Yeah.
Shoot for my sub 19. Ugh, that's so scary to think about.
Yeah, you can.
I gave that one to the end of 2026. All of my goals are end of 2026. But sub 19 5K, what was it? 125, sub 125 half.
No. So here's the thing: you're getting faster pretty quick. I mean, we just talked about this. You've been running for a couple months, and look where how far you've come already. So I don't think you've hit the ceiling yet. There's a point where it takes a little more time.
Oh, progress starts slower. Yeah, slowing up.
I don't think you're there yet. So who knows?
I think I could definitely, for sickle cell, I think if I had a pacer, I think I could definitely pace with somebody to be hitting the mid-19s.
Yeah, but
if I had a pacer.
You'll be surprised, I think.
But
well, let's see what you do at breakfast on the track.
That's true. And that's what Gary was saying. He's like, based on your time, he goes, if you hit a 5:15 to 5:20 mile, he goes, then I could see you hitting definitely low 19s, 5K.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he's right. Let me tell you, Gary has many, many years of experience.
Yeah.
And he's really good about predicting what you'll be able to do.
Yeah, because to me, low 19 sounds impossible.
I know, but I almost feel like you could have been close to it, if not there. I take that back. I think you would have run like in the 1940s for Palace if you had
more confidence.
Well, went with what's her name? Maggie.
Yeah.
Because you guys are always duking it out the track.
We are.
She ran 1940 for Palace. You should have been there with her.
Yeah. I did get done with Palace, and I was like, I think I had way more energy.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's okay. You still, like, you hit your goal for that race.
Yeah.
Now you have bigger goals. So
Yep.
it seems like anytime you set a goal for yourself, you seem to do it. So I have no doubt
Yeah.
you're going to be.
Well, that's because I'll like die before I lose.
I know, you kill yourself.
To get this goal.
Yeah, I get it. I'm the same
I know
way.
you get it. I know you get it because you're as crazy as me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to get sub 19 if I freaking die.
Yeah.
Do not resuscitate after.
But you know what? That makes good athletes, competitive athletes. If you're not like that, then you're not going to get better. You're not going to get faster.
Yeah.
I don't
So,
know, in my opinion.
I agree.
That's why we're so bad for each other.
I know. We just egg each other on. We're like, I fully agree with you. I think we should be more insane. I think that we should.
Hey, let's sign up for a marathon. Hey.
Yeah. Screw the sub 19 goal. Let's go full send. Yeah. 1830, baby.
No, that'll be after. We'll do the 5K first, and then we'll do the marathon.
Set another insane. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on my podcast,
Aw,
Steph.
thanks for inviting me.
I love you so much.
I love you so much.
And I just
God.
if I have no other clients,
Oh.
I just need to have you as a client. I'll be okay.
Well, like I said, I'll be your client forever. So even when, actually, as long as you still make time for me, it's like I just see your business just like booming.
I love that you said as long as you make time for me, because I have so many clients that'll sit there and they're like, love all your success, but also my slot is my slot.
Yeah.
Even though Steph takes up 3 of them on accident. Overbooking.
So I purposely just block out the whole day for her just to make sure.
She goes through, she'll book appointments, and then she'll book later not knowing that she booked. And I'll be like, hey, Steph, you're booked 3 times on Wednesday. Did you mean to do that? And she's like, nope, but I'm glad I'm in.
Yeah.
No other motherfuckers are showing up.
Yeah, we've come to an agreement that I don't need to. She'll just do the booking for me. I'll just let her know when I want to go.
You just show up. I'll be there. You just show
Because
up.
the clients are like, Abigail, there's no available time.
I'm like, yeah, so it
now
turns
I know
out
why.
Steph has got the 7 to 11 a.m. slot, y'all.
Yeah. No, thank you. It was such a treat.
Yes, thank
to
you.
finally be on your podcast. I never thought you would ever ask me. That's like an honor.
Oh, you were like client guest numero uno.
Aw.
Well, all right. I love you.
I love
all you guys listening. Like and comment and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next
Only
week.
good comments.
Only nice comments. All right. Bye, you guys.